Welcome back to Nice Girls Don't Win podcast. I'm your host, Parvati Shallow, and I am joined here with my fabulous, extraordinary, gorgeous co-host,
Amy Bean.
And we are dressed in the cutest little pink and red outfits because it is Valentine's week. Love is in the air.
It sure is. I don't know. I feel like this year has gone by quick, and I'm like, wait, it's already...
Do you do anything for Valentine's Day? Is that like a thing for you?
So I have kids now, and my daughter's like, so who's the Santa of Valentine's Day? Like, who brings me things?
Cupid.
And that's what I told her. And she goes, well, what does that mean? I said, well, you get shot by a Cupid arrow. I'm
like a little baby
she's
with
like,
wings.
Was I shot by the arrow? And I'm like, oh, God, now I got to explain
Does she have a crush?
She does. And I go, were you shot by Cupid? And she's like, I think so. And I'm like, who? And I can't say because she asked me not to.
No, you can't reveal her crush on our podcast.
It's pretty cute. But then she went through her whole class and told me who they were all shot by, like who likes who in each class. And I was like, this is very revealing.
It starts early. Blake's in first grade, right?
Kindergarten.
Okay, that's really early.
I know.
My daughter is in first grade and she also has a crush. And she told him. And he was like, nah.
How about the day we were doing our photo shoot for Nice Girls Don't Win? The photographer brought his 8-year-old over. I brought Blake, my 6-year-old, and your 6-year-old was over here. And Amma told Blake, I am going to marry him. And
Kieran, the little boy that was here.
And so Blake had to go get Kieran. And I was watching this happen. I'm like, this is wild because Amma's orchestrating her wedding.
Yes.
At the house.
Yes, she does this. And it's also like, you don't have a choice. If she says she's going to marry you, you're in. Like, you can't get out of it.
Okay, Valentine's for you. What are you doing?
I am going to have a Galentine's party.
Oh.
I do this. I love it. Ever since I finalized my divorce, I started having these Galentine's parties, and I'd invite my single girlfriends and my kids and their kids, and I only have one kid, but it's all for girls. And we just have snacks and we play music and we dance around, and I send them home with a gift.
Yeah. I mean, I'm doing the same thing for Blake. She now that she remembers that I've done it one time, she expects it every year. So
I know that's like the gift and the curse of being a mom. Like, you come up with these good ideas and then they expect them over and over. Yeah. You're like, I had that was one in my bag, one trick.
The things that they remember. Okay, moving away from Valentine's Day for just a second, because we'll talk about it this entire episode.
I know, but I can't stop looking at Derek, our new cute in-studio producer. I know. I can't help it. He's so handsome.
He's going to keep us on track because we need that. This could go on for hours.
Oh, my God. We have fully upgraded our studio. I don't know if you can tell, but we are not on an air mattress anymore.
No, we have real cameras looking at us, and it's a little intimidating. I had shoes on, and I'm like, I got to take my shoes off because I just wasn't feeling
This is still a barefoot podcast.
Yeah, this is called...
But I do feel like we are we're surrounded by stuff. There's like a microphone. There's cameras everywhere.
So speaking of the stuff, we got really nice stuff. Like my friend was doing a photo shoot for furniture, and it's based in Colorado. And she's like, hey, Amy, any chance you need furniture? Because we can't take this back to Colorado with us. And I'm like, yes.
Oh, I have always wanted this exact brown leather couch that we are sitting on. It is my dream couch, and we picked it up. Amy came to my house in a U-Haul, and she's like, burp, burp.
And I was really scared to drive it, and by the end of it, my leg was up, and I was kicked back, had a cigarette in my hand.
Drinking a Coke.
But really, it was pretty
full
epic.
Sugar Coke.
I got a couch for my house, this beautiful couch.
Oh my God.
Couch gate. Basically, don't change things when you have kids, because what I did was Blake went to school, and during that time, I sold this couch that I've had since she was born. She came home on this couch, and I sold it on Facebook within 2 hours for $200. Got rid of that thing.
Okay, that's
the new couch
thing. But that is the thing about you that you're so good at. I'm like, Amy, let's do a podcast. She's like, okay. And it starts off, we're rolling it out nice and slow, but she's like, okay, get these mics. You had Courtney help us with the mics and the cords and the stuff. And then all of a sudden, and then the next episode, we're on an air mattress, but we're in studio. So we're making these small life upgrades. When you get tasked with something to do, or you get something in your head and you're like, I'm going to do this, you do it full out.
You know why? What I do is I put it on paper, I put it on a calendar, I make a date, and then you're committed and you can't go back. And the thing with you is that once she sees it on her calendar, she's like, I have to do that.
If it's on my calendar, I have to do it. I will. I'll be there.
And I love that about you. I mean, I feel like, it's definitely this run and gun type show that we're doing. But we've pulled it together today. We have a huge guest.
Oh my God, but wait, tell us about what happened with
couch gate.
Blake.
Okay, so
you get a new couch.
So I get a new couch.
I'm watching this happen. It's like a full-on giant sectional.
Yeah, no, not the new couch that I'm
No,
getting.
you sold your other couch for $150 on offer.
And it was a huge sectional from Living Spaces. Like, I was done with it. This beautiful couch from Havenly is coming in. It's like white, which you should not have with kids.
No,
whatever.
that's
it's
your
hard,
first mistake.
and it's a little smaller than the sectional I had. So Blake comes home from school and is crying, bawling her eyes out, calls me from Alexa because she can do that for some reason. So she's always calling me from Alexa. Mommy, I need that couch that I had since I was 2 years old. Like, why would you do that to me? And Nick's like, you need to get the couch back. I'm like, what? I sold it like to guys on Facebook. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, I heard you on the phone. I was like coordinating their entry. You're like, Cece is there, let them in. And these guys are like, we've been sitting outside your house for 15 minutes, gonna pick up your couch.
They're the best couch lovers, by the way. And they buy couches, refurnish them,
if
and
you
sell
need
them.
to get your couch removed, couch lovers.
Couch lovers.
This podcast is not sponsored by them, strangely. Maybe should be.
Whatever. I called them. I'm like, I need my couch back, please. And last night at 8:30 p.m., they're like bringing back and loading in my couch, thankfully. So Blake, jumps out of bed and she's like, there, it's back. She's so excited. And yeah, anyway, so I basically paid more money to get my old couch back, and I gave them a brand new, beautiful, white Havenly couch.
But like win-win, because now you're not in the doghouse. You don't have a traumatized child. She knows that her feelings matter.
It was really difficult.
There's a lot
can you
to
just
consider.
like this?
So it's just like our podcast is a disruptive force in everyone's life. I think that's what we're getting at.
But we have fun doing it. Today we're so excited because you could probably see it in these beautiful H4K cameras.
There's like a gnat. There's a fruit fly because we have a bowl of fruit on our coffee table in front of us, and Amy is swatting at a fruit fly. If you're not watching this, I'm just going to give you the play-by-play.
Yeah.
Okay, we do have a really special guest. I'm excited that we've built out an entire studio for him. We have my fabulous paper magazine photos behind.
Yeah, well, the ones that I was trying to put up there, just as a test, they fell and broke. So we were like looking around Parvati's house for like, what do we have?
I think it's
works.
perfect because the guest that we have he is a stunning specimen of a man.
I mean, when you talk about like, if you were to type into AI and say, give me a
Hottest man on earth
is somebody that's on the
cover
of a romance novel on a horse.
This isn't he's not your type, we found out.
He's not my type, but that's what I'm saying. He's like on the cover of a romance novel.
Yeah, I think
like dad
everyone's
bods.
type.
My husband doesn't have a dad bod, but I don't mind the
Nick
tush.
doesn't have
No,
it.
he's a fit guy. And maybe a fantasy of mine, I don't know. But I don't mind a little extra, it's no pressure for me. I can be a little chunky.
Oh, I see. You want to be the hottest one in the room.
Yes.
Yeah.
Always.
I see that. Wait, how should I feel about that sitting next to you? You said yes to this
very
immediately.
It's very intimidating. You're really hot. Okay.
So, should we bring him in?
I think we should, because I think he can talk about DONDI with us.
Okay, we should tell them who it is. Okay,
Yeah,
all
okay.
right. Okay, you guys. We've been teasing him so much. Our next guest is a producer, actor, extraordinaire, weightlifter, also game master, dungeon master. We're going to deep dive into it. It is Joe Manganiello, our incredible host from Deal or No Deal Island. We are so excited to have him in studio.
What do we get?
We got this
next?
cool
My
soundboard.
episode is gonna look really good.
It's gonna look so good. That's all you care about.
It's gonna be
Do you like the picture behind you?
awesome.
Did you notice those?
Oh my god! I noticed the little princess.
Oh, no.
dresses.
That's what I know.
Like, we can't have everything perfect in here. We still got to be a little bit of a shit show.
Okay, are we recording?
If I didn't know you
Oh,
had
good.
kids, I would think I was in like the Silence of the Lambs house or something like that.
It's in my little dress-up corner. And we cosplay in my house.
Oh my God.
Kind of like what you do in your dungeon, Joe.
Well, we don't dress up. We don't dress up.
Why?
No clothes?
That's part of the fun.
Because that would be, well.
That would take
the
it too
cameras
far.
I don't want to.
That would take it too
It's a
far.
little too much. It's like people when they say, you know, do you have one of those little baby Bjorns for your dog? And I'm like, I'm a 6'5", 250-pound dude with a little chihuahua. Like the baby Bjorn, that's crossing the line.
My
like
husband,
you got to draw the line.
He doesn't even want the baby Bjorn for an actual baby. He's like, why can't you hold a kid? And I'm like, because it's heavy. It's really heavy for a long amount of time. He's like, yeah.
Oh my
God.
God, Cammie is not a
Like,
kid. She's like
she's a
75 pounds and 2 years
I
old.
would stick a baby in a baby Bjorn. I just wouldn't stick my chihuahua in a baby Bjorn.
But you have the bassinet, which I saw.
I do. Yeah. Well, you have to. Because when I go to Gold's Gym, I have to put her in the bassinet.
Oh,
She
gets
likes to watch
go.
me.
Wait,
Yeah, she likes to watch me.
Bubbles gets carried around in a bassinet?
At Gold's Gym, yes.
Okay, tell us about Bubbles and Bubbles. Where does Bubbles sleep? Bubbles exercise? Bubbles food? Like, we're curious.
So Bubbles is my my rescue chihuahua. She's 11 and a half. I got her when she was 6. And she was a 6-year-old dog that was sick and needed 2 surgeries. She was peeing blood and she had a cyst that they thought might be cancer. And as it turned out, it was. I think she was being used to breed at like a breeding place. And then as soon as she got sick, they dumped her off. And because, 6-year-old dog who's peeing blood, who maybe has cancer, like, why don't we get a little dog who's not 6 years old who isn't sick?
Right.
So nobody was taking her and she was going from place to place. And
She landed in the greatest place
She's
ever.
the holy
doing
grail.
all right.
Little do you know, she has a passport and
She's
goes
like Jesus herself.
she's so I never had a pet. And I just took it as like, and I was at like a place in my, I was kind of this interesting place in my life where, like, I don't know, it just made all the sense in the world. And so I said, all right, well, what do I do? Like babysitter for a week or something? Like what? And they had her bag ready to go, just in case.
With all
Like,
her medicines and
everything. Here you go. And I'm like, well, when do you feed a dog? How often? Like you have to walk them, pick the poop up, and then you.
Oh my
And I
God.
had no idea.
Yeah.
No
You're a
idea.
new
Clueless.
daddy.
I had never held a dog until she ran up and said, "Pick me up, pick me up." So it was the first
Oh,
dog
she
I ever
chose
held.
you.
And
Yeah.
she doesn't choose anybody. Like, we see Bubbles on set.
She's a little ferocious.
Yeah, she's protective of you.
Totally. Yeah, she's a maniac. Like
But
she's
she
like a
loves
little guard dog.
Caitlin.
She loves Caitlin, my girlfriend. That was interesting that like the night I met my girlfriend Caitlin, she said, "What would happen if you put your dog on my lap?" And I'm like,
I know. You're like,
she's gonna bite you in the jugular. And
You're gonna end up in the
blood
ER.
spray. Yeah, like this is over before it even started. But for some reason, I said, I don't know why. I had like a wild hair. I was like, all right. And I put her on Caitlin's lap and she looked at me and I looked at her back and kind of gave her the, like, it's okay, look, like,
Be good.
and she put her head down and then Caitlin started patting her and then her eyes closed and she just started drifting off and took a nap. And I went,
Oh,
it was like,
I
it was
would-
like watching the sword being pulled from the stone.
oh,
yes.
But I would do the same thing on Caitlin's lap.
I know
I'm sorry.
she is.
She's very
comforting.
comforting.
She's very comforting and
does.
relaxing.
Like Caitlin.
And she's
Yeah.
she's so pretty. So I really get it,
Bubbles
but
was
you
like, she's
do
pretty, okay.
have to test it out, like with your loved ones. Like I would do that with my daughter.
Yeah.
If there was someone that I was dating that I was like, okay, I really like this person. I want to see how my daughter relates to
Right.
them. Your Bubbles is like your kid.
Oh, she totally. Bubbles is my baby.
Like, did you ever want to have a baby?
Sure. Well, I mean, yeah, of course. Yeah.
You want to be a daddy?
I don't know.
This guy?
You would have to clear out the
Not
basement
daddy,
now.
not zaddy. Okay?
Not like how Seychel's
with a
gonna
Z.
say it.
That's what
Yeah,
I call
yeah.
my
Right.
husband, Zaddy. I love it.
You want to be a papa?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that was always.
Oh,
yeah.
You will be the best dad
Thanks.
because look, going to your house and seeing your figurines and your imagination, and hearing your story, if you want to talk about it, I think it's really
We,
cool how you got
need
into.
to talk about what happened when we walked into your house because I could not believe this. We walked into your house and it is a full-on dungeon, but not in the way you guys would think.
No, it's artifacts. It's like a museum of
Yeah.
cool shit everywhere.
Mhm.
Everywhere and anything you've worked on, you have something like a story to tell. Everything in your house has a story to tell.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's part of the gig, part of doing what I do is like you just travel the world and collect stuff.
But but what shocked me was you're such a big dude. Like you have this book where you're so ripped and you're very muscly and lifting weights. And then we walked into your house and it's like a Dungeons and Dragons table, throne chair, like an owl's on the wall, a dragon staring at me.
Thousands of tiny figurines.
I mean, a baby would choke to death, so I would just baby-proof that before.
So, I mean, for people out there that don't know, I used to work for Dungeons and Dragons. I worked for them for years, and it was something that I did as a kid, and it was I would attribute it as to where I learned how to screenwrite, where I learned how to build characters, where I learned how to like direct, like run long form story narratives as a kid.
That's like me when playing Barbies. I loved Barbies and I'm a storyteller and I would make up stories. So I can relate.
So you've been producing
since I was 9. Producing stories for my friends and casting them all and running them through like my own, Hobbit or Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones.
You're so nerdy. You're so nerdy.
And so, as an adult, probably, I guess it was probably like 10 years ago or something like that, I wound up getting introduced to some of the people that were running Dungeons and Dragons at the time. And I had written a screenplay on spec for a series of books that they owned that were my favorite series of books growing up as a kid. And they wound up hiring me to develop that series of New York Times bestselling novels into a streaming series. And
my God.
I was hired to write the
because your passion.
That is where we're going with this episode.
He's found something that you're actually really enjoy. And so you're naturally just good at it because you like it and you're invested in it and you care about it. And I think that for me in reality TV, I love characters, storytelling. Yeah. I like a little bit of drama. I like a beautiful setting, and so when you like something, I'm going to be paying full attention to it and make it the best I can.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not good at like.
Yeah. What are you not good at? I like that.
Well, I'd say like, I was going to get into this whole Sicilian thing where it's like, I'm not a good liar, but I am a great liar. So
we're going to go there.
But like, what I'm trying to say
is it like, lying or is it acting? What's the difference?
I think acting is trying to tell the truth in a fictitious situation. You do all the work to trick your mind. In the great moments in acting are when the real moments happen. We all know it's fake. There's cameras, there's people, there's craft services, there's lights, but those moments that are real and true, when magic happens, that's the trick of acting.
But that's how it is.
You have to tell the truth emotionally in a fictitious situation.
I feel that way when I'm playing these reality show games.
I see it.
You see it? It's like I throw myself into these arenas, and it's similar to, I think, improv actors, where the cameras are in your face. Like we have a bunch of cameras here, but it's easy to forget about them if you have another goal.
Yeah.
Which is to win, or it's to perform this character.
Okay, good. This is good. Because there are people that go on these shows and, no names, but there are people that go on Survivor who know that if you get to the end, you have to make fire.
Yes.
And they don't do it in the backyard.
Okay, wait, can we
a million times before they get there. So it's like, are you trying to win or not? And on our show, some people come in and it's like, oh, have you watched the series? No.
But Joe,
have
can
you
I
watched
just say,
Survivor? People didn't know who you were. And it's like, hey, if you don't know who you are, you didn't do it.
Wait, can we just set up that Joe is a big Survivor fan? Just so you guys know, I had never watched Survivor before Parvati, and then I watched Parvati's season. Hanging out with you, Joe, when I asked you, and we should talk about this, I said, like, how did you feel about like getting this offer to be the host of Deal or No Deal Island? And your response blew me away. I had no idea that you're a super fan of shows like this. So please tell us.
Yeah, but I mean, like in another life, I mean, I won't say I'm like a Survivor champion because that's, listen, with all due respect, with all due respect. But with all due respect, I would not say. But
Look
like,
at the photos behind you, Joe.
I am
moment.
for sure. I am
Love you, Joe.
like in another life. I for sure am in the Survivor universe. Like my brain thinks I'm a gamer. I'm a strategist.
Yes,
and also doubling back to what you were talking about before. When you're in there and you're passionate about it, what I see in you, which is interesting, is, and this I think is part of your superpower. As every Survivor champion has, I met them and there's some intangible superpower. You can look inside someone and see what they're about and then feed them what they want to be fed.
yes.
And it's great. But what's also awesome about this season is Philip, as your sidekick partner, is the wide-eyed, like, watching you go to work and his reactions, like you're talking to Rock and you're like, I love you, and oh my God, and Philip's just like, oh my, I can't believe she's doing this right now. And
He's like, how could you?
He has emotional strat though.
You know?
We should talk about Philip's
Emotional
strategy.
intelligence is so important. I mean, that's what like CEOs have, is you know how to speak to people differently. You can think, but you can also feel equally. So you're thinking and feeling your way, and you understand different people need to be talked to differently. Great coaches do that.
Yes.
But you're the same way, because I think in your lifetime you've done so much. Like you're not put into one category, which I think is really cool.
Thanks.
Same for
A lot
me.
of people would
No,
like to put
you're
me in a
not.
category.
No,
but
I
no,
don't see
appreciate
that.
But that's what I think was so interesting for me, walking into your house and seeing the Dungeons and Dragons stuff, and then hearing how big of a kind of gamer nerd you are with, so you love Survivor. And before you even got into this arena, you were doing construction.
I did for a minute, to pay the bills and keep things going. You have to do what you have to do sometimes.
Do you ever feel like there's something beneath you, like that you wouldn't do? Like,
no, I mean, well, that's the thing about acting, right? So, I want to be an actor, or at least I should say, I want to do something in the arts. I know I'm an artist, so what's my entry point? And it's not to say that whatever my entry point is means that that's solely what I'm going to be doing forever. But what's my best way in? Like, what's my best route to success? And in high school, I made my own movies, and
of course you did.
And then, but I look at the lunch table with the drama kids, and I'm like, I don't know if that's me. I'm over.
Wait, were you always a good-looking stud?
Like, did you have an awkward face?
All right, let's back up a second here. So,
wait, do you want us to write that down?
We have a little iron underneath.
Have you always been this hot?
Thank you. I was, and this is okay. So the book.
Yes.
Open the book,
Evolution.
a few pages.
Oh God, Joe! I look at this every night. So
In the beginning, the first picture.
It's like which page? 16.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I have it bookmarked.
Right in the beginning.
Okay.
Right in the beginning.
The first picture.
There's a picture of me. It's me then and me now.
Joe, all of these pictures are you looking hot.
Wait, what did he write? Can we just show people what he wrote about the Black Widow? I love Joe. Joe's a big fan of Survivor, and he's known Parvati since her first episode.
That's so sweet.
Okay.
I was a big fan of yours from Magic Mike.
Keep it one more page. Okay, there.
Oh,
wait, there.
You're so cute.
Okay, so
okay.
That.
All right, can we get a close up on this?
Oh.
Close up on that.
We'll post it on our
yeah,
Instagram.
Oh my God, you do look real nerdy. Look at your cute
No, but
glasses.
you can tell by your stance you've got charisma.
But also cool because you have the mullet haircut.
I mean,
You have the I don't give a
As you
fuck
did.
vibe. And
Yeah.
back in the 80s. Well, so that was me till I'd say 16, right?
Okay.
So 16, I was allowed to get contact lenses finally.
Mom
A
said yes.
Thanks,
giant
Mom.
my dad was finally like, all right, you can have contacts. They were giant Coke bottle glasses. Growing up, my ears stuck out. And so I had this terrible haircut.
What did people call you?
When I was little?
I'm sure they butchered your last name.
Oh, still do. People will argue with me about how to pronounce my name. I'm like, this is how you pronounce it.
You're like, it's my very own name. I think that you are the only person who could host this game. Absolutely iconic.
Thanks.
And it's because now I know that you're like not only just the most handsome man, like with your cool shirts and like jungle
Listen,
vibe.
Let's see Probst in some leopard print, okay?
Oh, no, that's not Probst vibe. He wears his bluish collared shirt and he's got his waterproof
I
shorts
can't
and he's
imagine.
I
doing his
love
thing.
Jeff Probst.
Have you
I
met
mean,
him?
please. No,
He's
I haven't.
such
I'm
a good
excited
host.
to
He's
do
an
it.
incredible host
Yeah.
because
He's great.
he will sit there at tribal council. If somebody raises an eyebrow, he's like, "What's that?"
Is he an EP? Because
Yeah, he is now.
you are smart. You got the EP deal. I used to work on Bachelor for years.
Yeah.
Chris Harrison, his big hang up was that he never got the EP credit. And I think as a host, you are involved in
Yeah.
so much of it.
Totally. But also from jump, and I have to give credit to everybody at Endemol and NBC for allowing that to happen. But that was one of the things I talked about right out of the gate was, look, I'm going to be involved. When I get involved in these things,
Don't
I'm
stop.
all in.
So deep.
Like, and you don't understand. Like, I've seen maybe almost every episode of Survivor ever, every season. I'm a gamer. I'm a strategist. I think that way. I run games for my friends in my free time. Like, you don't want to see me on the other team at game night at your friend's house because, like,
Oh,
you're
I
having
want
fun
you to
when I
come
win.
over for
I'm
game
crazy.
night. Oh
Deep
my God.
inside, these guys are like, we just got an ace. Like, we're so
Yes.
that you
So
So
said
it's
yes.
So it was like, let me be, please, like, I'm gonna ask you, for EP because it's not an honorary title. This is like my sleeves are gonna be rolled up the whole
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So let me just get in there
Yeah.
and help.
And they are. And it is a wild ride on Deal or No Deal Island.
I mean,
Feels
yeah.
like kind of a cowboys kind of gunslinging Wild West
Well, the
situation.
fun thing about it, I mean, there are other shows that I think are a little more scripted or a little more here, say this or say that, or let's reset or and ours, it's like we're really documentary filming, which is something else I do. I've directed and produced documentaries. And so I don't ever want to mess with nature. I want nature to unfold. It's like the octopus
Same.
teacher. Like, I'm not here to save the octopus. The octopus is being eaten and it
Same.
breaks my heart
Observe.
and I have to leave it.
Observe.
That is so sad.
In
No.
real life, I would stop it.
I would.
I
But
couldn't
people
handle
always
it.
say that
But
reality.
on the game show, no.
On a game show, no, you let
No.
it play out.
You cannot. Well, obviously, it's like
I want
against
it to
our.
happen.
You need to see how it plays out. But I hate when people say, and I only work on type game show, shiny floor shows. So I
Mhm.
don't know how Selling Sunset or other of these shows are made. And people say they're
Right.
so scripted. But
Yeah.
really,
I'm
our
not
shows,
interested in
I
that.
don't like that.
I work in scripted
Right.
TV and film. I don't.
I want
That's
raw,
not why
real
I'm here.
emotion.
I'm here because I want to see like you said, like we're in temple, something goes on. Philip, you just made
Yeah.
a face.
Yeah.
What was that all
She'll
about? Which is
bring-
apropos to the episode that we're talking about
Yeah.
this week. But it's like, Philip, what happened? What was going on? I could see you two whispering, and I knew what was going on at camp, and I knew what was happening with CK, and it was just a matter of time. Like, I know who wants to pop off. I'm just here to provide.
Yeah. Does it
opportunities.
give you
For
just
it.
like butterflies? I right now feel
I know.
excited about it just talking to you
Well-
because that moment was so wild.
How do we feel about a cliffhanger at the end of this episode? Not knowing who goes home as a viewer. Like, we all are big viewers of these shows.
Mhm.
Well, how do you feel? Because
I
we know
love it.
how it ends.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, and I've said this before, as I came up in the theater, right? So as a theater performer, and this might sound crass, but I don't care. My job is a bit like it's a bit like sadomasochism. Okay.
We're into it.
And what
In
I
the
mean by
dungeon.
that is people pay money and your job is to make them feel a certain way.
Yes.
And sometimes that's happy and elated, and other times
Yeah.
it's
Punished.
sad, you're crying,
Yeah.
you feel bad, you're left, you walk out of the theater and you're thinking, I was a big fan of all the 70s and 90s movies that had like completely ambiguous ending. Like if you saw Honora this year, completely ambiguous ending
You
where
like
you're left
it.
with like
What do I
it
think?
ends and you're
Yeah.
like you walk
So
out
you can-
of the theater and go,
Yeah, you have to
oh,
chew
man,
on
what
it.
happened? Like what's gonna happen next and where
Yeah.
does she go next? So as far as the ending of this show, this episode where we don't give you the answer, it's like, hey, we're in charge. And we're taking you on this
I
trip
know.
and trust us because we need to give you a breather because
It's
we
gonna
know
pop
what's
off.
about to happen next is one of the greatest blow-ups
in
in
reality.
reality history. I mean, it was so crazy that I was like, and there's shots where I'm kind of slowly trying to like move into the 2-shot into the background because it's so good, but I don't want to throw them off. But I'm like, I want to get in the background because my eyes, you'll see it. If you freeze frame my eye, I'm just like, I can't believe this.
Everyone's faces were shocked.
No, this is by far my
Crazy
favorite
town.
episode, but I do
Yeah.
think that every episode after this is equally as good as this episode.
Yeah.
This episode with CK.
It's like the LSD is hitting.
The edibles and hit. Yeah, totally. No, I mean, it was like it's all coming out. Like it's all coming out. Like it's all gonna come out, and from here on out, like everybody's just gonna say what they think, and and also Will has safety. You've got
she
safety.
saved him.
Yeah.
David's got so the family's intact, and actually Dixon is
Dixon's not. Dixon's
Dixon.
up.
But like my
Poor babe.
brother,
He's always
my
kinda
brother
up.
called me after episode 4, and he's like, Dixon's my favorite.
Oh, we love
He's
him.
like, I love him. He came out of nowhere, but I'm like, that dude's a straight killer. I'm
Right?
like,
$5 million
exactly.
I mean,
case.
he really is. Let's get Dixon on Survivor. They're casting Dixon archetypes on Survivor these days. Let's get him out there. He can play this little kind of sweetie, but he's
Dixon's
really not.
dad told him that
He's a
he was
killer.
not entertaining for TV. Did you guys know that? Yeah,
I
you've
know.
seen
Well,
this.
Dixon?
his
Dixon's
real
dad,
he's
his real
got
dad said that
issues.
you will never make reality TV because you're not entertaining. And boy, are we proven him
But
wrong.
that's what my brother loved. My brother loved when he was like, I'm still here, Dad. And
I
he was
know.
like, yeah.
He's so rootable, and he's
Yeah.
the family's intact, which is
Family's
incredible.
cool, and Will's going to be around for another episode, which is great.
Will bring
Because
you
of
so
you.
much
About
entertainment.
that.
I
Because
know.
of you. Now, let me ask you this.
Yes,
Thank
please.
you. Is that the I'm a big threat and I need to keep my shield in the game?
No, Will is not a shield for me.
Okay.
But I was at this point where you're thinking strategy with this game. It's like, you don't know who's going to be on the bottom or the top. The challenges change every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to get safety? If Will is going to stay in this game, then I maybe need to find a way to work with him. So I was sort of at this place where I was kind of putting him on, like, it's like what you would do for like a child who's been behaving badly.
Oh.
You know, I'm like, okay, I'm going to see if you can handle it, you know?
But you
And
also
keep him
said
around.
in interview that
And
you
I was
did
like,
not.
I don't want him to be the one playing the banker.
She
if
was like,
my
I need to save him.
family is not safe.
Yeah.
You want to take the power away from
Yeah,
him.
I
You
wanna-
saw the move he was trying to make, and you're like, no.
Well, I could see Will and I were not jiving with each other. So I was like, I sat him down. They don't show this in the show, but I sat him down and I was like, look, I don't know what's going on with you. I would like to be able to work with you, but I find arrogant, selfish men really triggering. So
Gee, go on.
there is a conversation that comes out later in the episodes where you do have a.
Oh,
talk with
really?
them.
So I was like, yeah, like, are you a real person? Can we work together? And so I was kind of testing the waters out there. But I'm watching this challenge unfold in real time. And I'm like, how do I make this work for me? And I don't know if you had this experience out on the island, but I was having this very sort of transcendent spiritual time out there where we just arrived at the beach. I look at the challenge and I'm like, oh, those ones are safe. Those ones are not safe. And then there's 2 that are like maybe safe, maybe not safe. And I was like, that one's the safe one.
Interesting.
And I just laser beamed on it and I knew
She
it
took a risk at the end because David's safe at this point,
And
and
David picked Philip.
yes,
because I told him
it hurt.
to pick Philip.
The greatest part
Because
about
I
this
heard
challenge.
Letty say she would
Look at
jump
you,
for
Lady
whoever.
Macbething it
I
out
know.
there.
She's operating. She knows how to play. You're right. She can like manipulate and operate it like from behind too.
In the moment. But that's why I love these games. And I get really geeked out on those special moments when we're watching them unfold and you can feel the energy like in that temple.
I like that you're saying that because I was talking to somebody at a like party this weekend and they're saying, "Oh, I love your show, but like when you get to picking the cases, it's just picking cases." I go, I go,
Yeah.
hold on. I go, you know who you have a friend who's just super lucky, right? And they go, well, yeah. And I go, you picture them in your mind right now. You have a picture of that person. Yeah. I go, okay. They're lucky at everything, right? Yes. I go, great. And then she was standing with this guy, this director, and I said, you have a friend who's the luckiest person you've ever met in your life. He goes, oh yeah, of course. I go, great. I go, that's me to my friends.
Mm.
That was Rob. That's Boss of Rob to his friend.
Very much.
And it's you too. It's you also.
And I'm like, it's me too. I'm my friends. You don't know about
So it's all of us.
Yeah,
That's
we're all
the thing.
pretty lucky.
Everybody has their luckiest friend. Why? How? You see, this tattoo on my arm is the Armenian word for luck.
Oh.
Pacht, which is also the word for fate. Fate and luck are the same. Doesn't come from God. It comes from something else. But there are all these riddles within Armenian culture about what that word means and where it comes from and why it happens. And they're these like interesting riddles. Okay. And there's something about that. And when Rock wanted to ride his case all the way down, but allowed the peanut gallery to influence him to give it up and take the deal, and he lost, I watched him. He knew, like he just knew in a certain way. And I recognized that. And I went home that night and I laid in, my bungalow on the island, and I stared at the ceiling fan and I thought, my job, like it kept me awake. And I was like, my job is not to influence anyone to do anything. My job is to recognize when someone is tapped in to something higher is going on. My job is to, because I can see it, and it is to recognize that and be sensitive to that, and then just
Allow.
create a bubble to which they can I keep people away from them so that they can then ride whatever that is, good or bad. And there's a reason why that happened with Rock, because what happens later on in the season is one of the most monumental, insane arguments for God or whatever you want to call it, luck, that I've ever seen. Yeah. And a lot of it happened. I was prepared to kind of protect that person in the moment, because there were all kinds of stuff going on around.
Too much
where
going
they were
on.
trying to stop and influence and everything that was happening. And I was sitting there with my fan, because it's hot, it's 100 degrees. I have a little hand fan sitting over there in my suit with my hand fan.
Holding baby bubbles.
And this person, and this person came over and sat next to me in silence, locked eyes, come over, sit down next to me. And I just went with the fan.
Mm-hmm.
And I just went like that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you.
You're a guardian angel.
And I just went like that, and I went, you ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Joe, but this is, you know how to read a room. You are so good at being the host, allowing people to be comfortable and being themselves, being an actor, being a boyfriend, being a dad to Bubbles, all these things. But I want to know, like, how, because you seem like you've created your dream life, like, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's more goals for you to do. But at this point, can you explain to us or give us the secret ingredient to how you make your life how you want it?
Yeah, and is it like you have to have a neutral point inside yourself where you're like, I really want this, I really love this, but not attached to it? Like, walk us through that.
Very good question. These are great. No, it's a great question.
Okay. Tell us, Sensei. Please help.
The secret is, I mean, look, it's a whole lifetime that's led up to this moment in my life. Okay.
With us right now?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
But the moment that I'm in, the chapter that I'm in is it has to be effortless. If it's not effortless, and I want things, or from the neck up, my whole life I was thinking, what's the best? What's the best? What's the best that I could be? What's the best image that I can, and I can manifest things.
Yeah.
But if you operate that way, then for me, my ego took over, and I wound up in places I shouldn't be, doing things I shouldn't be. Like,
And how do you know it's a place you shouldn't be?
And how do you know it's your ego taking over?
Well, you get to this place where, I mean, for me, it was like creating an avatar that sucked up all the love in the world, right? And this is like heady, kind of weird, but like I created. There's a 9 Inch Nails album where Trent Reznor's talking about this, where he creates this kind of, this figure on stage that was what he thought he should be.
Okay.
and it was very far away from who he was inside. He didn't know who he was inside. And so all the applause from the audiences, from these crowds, these millions of fans went to the avatar and not to him.
Oh, I really hear this.
Wait, and so
So
know
you
who you are
created
now.
that for
And then
yourself.
at some point, you start to not respect the people that are clapping for the avatar because they fell for your trick and you know it's a trick.
Ooh.
So you feel lonely.
Yeah, it's the Hungry Ghost, the
It's-
Gabor Mate, the realm of Hungry Ghosts.
So I've talked to Gabor.
Wow.
He's a brilliant
And I'm
man.
because so Gabor is a Hungarian Jew who survived the Nazi Holocaust.
Yes.
My great grandmother was a survivor of the Armenian genocide when during the
Deep trauma.
the Ottoman Empire. Yeah, so there's similarities, and we actually had a talk about that because there's kind of like ripple effects of that through my family tree on my mother's side. You know, I'm Armenian and German because of World War I and this camp and all this stuff. Anyway, which is a story for another time. But you know, I got to a place in my life where it was like I was way far out on this branch, and there was no more branch, and there was no other branch to jump to, and so the whole thing had to come down.
Okay, so you had a dark night of the soul. You
What
had
year
a full
was this?
crash.
It was a period of about 7 years
Was it after the book or before?
after the book.
So you got to write another book.
Yeah.
You got to write
Okay.
your
There
memoir
you go. All right, cool.
from your nerdy high school
Well, so
to.
the book is about the mental aspect of training. You know, anybody can learn how to lift a weight in 30 seconds with proper form. So why don't they stay in shape, or why don't they meet their goals? It's a whole other, like when I'm training my mind. My
Yeah.
mind wants me to stop, and I'm pushing it. And, you know, I've always said the training for me, you know, it's a discipline. It's like the samurais, you know, in order to swing a sword, to cut with a sword, there's a chi involved. Your soul has to connect with the blade. It's not the strongest person swinging the sword. It's that.
Yeah.
Well, I know that's how the Islanders do it with the machete. They whip open the coconut on Survivor so fast, and then we're just hacking away at it. I slice my thumb in half.
Yeah. There's a connection that happens. And so samurais used to study calligraphy because the brush strokes had to be precise and had your soul had to connect to the brush.
Ah,
Mm.
And so they're practicing the same.
detail. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like you're
internal discipline.
connected to the world around you in this flow, but you do have to release your ego to be able to do that. So I think, is it helpful to have had a lot of success beforehand to then have the crash, or does that make it more intense and
I
challenging?
mean, it just depends. I mean, they just happen. It's kind of like, you know, when I was younger, I thought, well, if I can just get on a 30-foot high movie screen in a big movie, then everybody will be sorry. Everybody in my
So
entire
you're
life will see
asking
me and
for
they'll be sorry
vengeance.
they didn't do what I wanted or whatever it
Yeah.
is. And
That's your ego.
Vengeance is mine.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And or you know, this external thing is going to make me feel better
Yeah.
internally. You
Yeah.
know. And as smart as I ever was, like I still believe, like, well, let's find out. And the funny thing for me again is like the ability to manifest things. My first movie out of drama school was at the time, you know, the number 4 movie of all time that broke the record for
Wait, which
opening
movie?
weekend, Spider-Man.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's
So
huge.
my first job is
Big
one of
deal.
the biggest movies ever. So if that didn't work, oh no. You know,
Yeah.
now you have
Yeah.
your answer. So there's I've been lucky that my life has been so extreme in different ways
Yeah.
because but the extremity, I had to learn to get out of the extremity and stay in the middle.
But I do think there is something to a life of ease. Like what you're saying is like life is unfolding for you in kind of a magical
Yeah.
way because you have aligned with the truth of who you are. But
Right.
then there is this part of you, I relate to it, I see it in you, that wants a challenge. Like you want
Yes.
something to be hard.
Yeah, and I want to make clear, like
His workouts.
but the effort.
Can you put it in the right place?
But the effortlessness isn't that I'm passive, or that I'm like, you know, it's just that like, you know, my friends. I remember at one point they were like, you know, you're gonna get on a dating app, and I was like, no, and they were like, why not? I'm like, because I just don't think that's not me.
That's not the way you're going to meet your person.
And they said, well, how are you going to meet somebody?
Right.
I'm going to turn the corner and they're going to be there.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
But I think people should go. I think people should go on dating apps, you guys.
No, I hear what you're saying.
A dating app even contacted my publicist and said, we want him to make a profile. And she said, well, he's not really into it. And they said, well, what's it going to take? Like, here's a blank check.
Yeah.
And I said, there's no amount of money.
You don't want. I love going on my.
It's not who I am. It's not who I am. It's not what I'm about. It's.
Oh my God.
I went on some dating apps. I did after my divorce.
No disrespect to anybody, but for me,
but
that's not to say that
like
I'm passive. Well, right, but
No.
I don't need to be a collector.
Okay.
It's not okay. I want this to be very clear for our audience what it is, because you're like tuned into something. It's not passive, but you want challenge, but it needs to be in its proper place. What is?
If my ego gets involved, I'll wind up like somebody was like. So I've been sober a long time, okay, and like 22 and a half years I've been sober. And
congratulations, that's huge.
Thanks.
Yeah,
it's a lot of footwork, but. There were some guys that I worked with on a movie set, and we were in the van going to work one morning, and the guys were talking about how they were going to go to Peru to do ayahuasca. And they were like, you should come with us. Ayahuasca cures addiction. I went, okay. I go, well, I don't know. I have different opinions about it. I go, I'm sober. That's not really sober behavior. No. I go, listen to me. I go, let me break it down for you like this. I do ayahuasca. Somebody's going to have to come down to Peru in a year to get me out of the fucking tree that I live in.
You're gonna be the medicine man in Peru.
Because I realized I'm a shaman, and this is my vacation.
Full headdress, grass skirt.
And they're gonna have to. They're gonna get me out of the tree, sell off my herd of goats, tell my Peruvian wife and child that I need to come back to the United States now. Sorry, Daddy's coming back. You know, like it's like it just doesn't.
I kind of like this life for you. It sounded really cool.
That's not how it is. That's not how it's gonna work. Okay, like it's just that's not how I operate. So
yeah,
I get that. And with that said, there's a bit of like I said, like okay, so I'm not gonna go on a dating app. So what's gonna happen? I'm just gonna turn the corner.
Yeah,
I'm gonna turn the corner because what's gonna happen is what I have deep down in here. It's gonna show up in somebody else. Like this thing's gonna radiate. Someone else is going to be magnetized in.
The magnet theory.
My little dog is going to approve, who hates everybody on the planet and wants to destroy them. For me, as a peace offering, like, look, Dad, I'm going to kill everything. Like, I'm a street fight with everything. And then I'm going to see that. I'm going to notice that. I'm going to go, and I'm going to go, right, this is everything that I want in here, not here.
Yeah.
Here. And then from there, now it's like, I'll take it. Now I know what to do as a yang energy, let's call it. Again, I'm not waiting for now it's like, oh, this is right. Okay, great. Let's move all our troops in and we're gonna, you know what I mean? Like, let's go to work.
Yeah.
And now I know what to do.
It does feel like you have embodied this kind of East-West philosophy. Like,
is there anything you still want to? Is there anything
Yeah.
you still want to do that you have not done? Because I feel like
I know we could talk to you for like 1,000 hours, and I think we're kind of
wrap it up.
Well, look,
going on. We gotta wrap it up.
I wrote that script for the Dragonlance series. That was my dream growing up as a kid. All of those miniatures, those figures, that gaming table, the owl heads, the dragon heads, the statues, all that stuff was in service of the script that I was writing. Because again, if I do something, I'm going all the way.
Yeah.
If I'm going to write a script for Dungeons & Dragons, well, I also wind up de facto becoming their ambassador and like the face of the company, and like the Dungeons & Dragons guy. Which people still stop me all the time, and I'm like, listen, and it kind of hurts when they bring it up because that script is sitting there, and I'm not getting to make that show.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know. I mean, I know that I would make this unbelievable series that people around the world would go crazy for. But if it's not what I'm supposed to be doing, then it's not what I'm supposed to be doing
now. But I think there is a divine timing, like the stars have to align.
Maybe not now.
And you know what I think you could do with that? Make it interactive, because people want to connect with each other in real time and have a good time. I think life has become too responsible and people have heavy obligations, and we need to have more fun.
That's what we learned from
So
our
bring
last
it.
from
No, I
Carol.
agree.
Yeah.
But wait, I want to know
Yeah,
what
I
you
agree.
do what does your day look like? Because I think a successful person like you, is it the same thing every day or do you switch it up?
I mean, it depends. I mean, it's like you go through those. Like last year, I traveled 43 weeks out of the year. So 43 out of 52.
No consistency.
I'm on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I make the consistency where I can. So I've got a suitcase full of gym clothes.
Do you meditate?
I do. Yes.
Every day? Okay, let's hear the day.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So
Gym
well, but you wake up, I wake up and Bubbles is usually staring at me waiting for me to wake
I
up.
love her.
And her tongue hanging out.
Yeah, she's just like waiting. And as soon as she sees me rustling her nose, it's like, okay, it's go time. Let's go. So she'll start jumping around and having fun. She'll want to play.
Aw.
And then that means, okay, let's go outside. So, I put her on the ground and then I go to the door and I open the door and she runs like a
I
shot.
can't believe she can move that fast. She looks
I've never
geriatric.
seen her move
Yeah.
that fast.
She
Hell.
jumps and runs. And yeah. We play hide and seek a lot.
Okay, so you start your day very active with your
Dinner.
little animal companion.
No, he starts his day
demon.
so that his baby Bubbles has
Baby
the
Bubbles.
best day ever.
So you're
You're
already
selfless.
in service.
Yeah.
So get up, walk Bubbles, feed Bubbles, and then I'll try to catch my 20-minute meditation.
20 minutes. Do you do a specific kind of meditation?
TM. I learned
Oh.
I learned Vedic originally, and then I ran into David Lynch, rest in peace,
Just bumped into him on the street.
in New York at the Sirius radio offices.
Very cool.
So we were in there in the waiting room. We're both in the waiting room, and I said, "Oh my God," because I'm just, of course, I'm like the biggest fan of the entire world. So I'm just like, "Hey, so I meditate, twice a day, every day. I have religiously for years, and he's like, oh, who did you learn from?" And I said the person's name, and he was like,
Struck a chord.
he's a charlatan. He's altered the Maharishi's teachings.
Oh.
He's a charlatan.
Yo!
Thank God he set you
I went,
straight.
and he said, no. He said, you have to come and learn from us. You have to come and learn from us. We'll give you a new mantra. Come learn from us. He gave me his card, and I was like, okay.
You were meant to meet him.
You
in
were
that
meant,
moment.
yeah, that was a divine
So I
connection.
came back he has the Meditation Institute here in Los Angeles. And so I went into one of the locations and got a new mantra. This is after like 12 years of doing it. I got a new mantra.
Hallelujah, Jesus.
And then but the Vedic was very much the same type of principle, same kind of,
But you can't tell your mantra. It's a secret, right? So
I
you
will not tell.
Bubbles doesn't even know.
No. So
You don't have to tell us.
ideally you meditate twice a day, 20 minutes on an empty stomach when you wake up, and then 20 minutes later after your lunch is digested.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of rules in yoga and
We need
meditation. Yeah, we'll deep dive into that.
because
We have to play. We have to do playtime with you.
wait, I've only heard about lunchtime. I need to.
Oh my God.
Sorry, let me finish the day. When do you work out? How
I
often?
usually, I'll go to the gym. I mean, it depends
She
on
always tries to end us early. I'm like, can we? She's like, we don't
Random
care.
playtime.
He meditates. That's all I needed.
It's very quiet.
I'm like, do you answer emails? Like, tell me everything.
No, I mean, it depends on what I have to do work-wise, I mean, when I'm in town, there's usually, things to do, or especially when the show's running, then there's like, podcasts or interviews
Yeah,
or
thank you.
Thank
things
you.
to do. I do write. And
In your diary?
no, I'm writing something.
But you have to be in a creative space. Like as a writer, I feel like some people are like, I have to do it as
Oh
soon
my
as I
God,
wake
yeah.
up. You're a
Writing it
writer.
all.
It's like don't you have to find the right time of the day, or you have to be on? Or
No, because your material, it's alive inside of him. You can tell this is how he operates.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's like, you don't. Somebody said to me once, they said, you know how to swim? I went, yeah. And they cut me off and said, you get wet. I said, okay. And they said, you know how to write a book? I said, well, I mean, like, and they said, no, you sit in the chair. I went, right. Just sit in the chair. Sit in
Yeah.
the chair. Like,
Oh, so it's like a discipline for you. You create the time and the space, and then you sit and do it.
I just sit and do it.
Yeah.
I sit and do it, and it'll happen. And even if like, is the artist's way,
Yeah.
like,
Julia Cameron.
like the artist way just taught me years ago, like, if you don't have anything to write, just write. I don't have anything to write. I don't know what I'm writing.
Yeah, you don't judge yourself. You just get it out of your
Good.
system.
Because I see that cursor and I'm always like brain fog, so I'm going to.
Oh, for me, when I was writing my book, it was high drama for me.
Yeah?
Oh, theatrics. And I would tell everyone, I'm like, I have to write. And then I would be like, I can't. And I'd go for like a nice long hike. I'd have to hike. I'd have to listen to music. Then I could sit down and I would like blow off a whole party.
Sit in a chair.
Sit in a chair.
But there seems to be, there's the part of me that I'm sure is annoying to other people. And I've always said, oh, it's my German side where like, everything has to be right and has to be in its place, and things aren't. It's the director. It's like, that thing is that glass of water's out of place. I need it.
Are you a Virgo?
Yeah.
I'm a Capricorn.
Oh, that's
yeah,
even
yeah,
more
yeah.
intense. Look at it.
Are you an A-type personality, do you think?
Yes, but I have to. A lot of my work is getting out of my own way. I'm an overthinker. The thing about like
I love that you can admit to that.
My drinking is, and Gabor Mate talks about this too, that overthinking is oftentimes a product of generational trauma.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The overthink. I think.
You inherited that.
They're coming
You're
for
not
you.
in your body.
How do we say?
I did
they're coming,
hypnotherapy and I didn't realize it was a 4-hour hypnotherapy and I was trying to do it for fertility issues. But I found out that it was generational trauma. I'm Native American. My grandma was born and raised on the reservation. And it was so crazy during that therapy session, what I had learned about the trauma that I had no idea I had.
It's real.
Yeah.
It's real. It was incredible.
The body holds memory.
My grandmother passed away of a host of autoimmune issues.
Oh.
And she was born in a camp of a German officer who left my great grandmother in the camp to give birth to this baby by herself.
Oh
so
my God.
After my great grandmother watched her husband, her village, her family, 8 of her children murdered.
Oh my God.
See,
No.
this sits
And
in
the
you.
night child died drowned in her swim across the Euphrates River to
Oh
safety.
my
And then she
God.
winds up in a camp, and this German impregnates her and then leaves her.
Okay.
Like she was
well,
working for a German and leaves her, and then she gives birth to my grandmother, who then dies at 40 after a 12-year battle with autoimmune. So it's real, and
Yeah.
it's all throughout that side of my family tree.
And you're just
Gabor-
one person. Everybody has
But
a
we don't
story.
know. So I think that's really interesting because you have taken yourself on as this sort of experiment.
It's an art project.
Yeah. You're your own
performance
project.
art. Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing is, it's like I've got so much material in my own life. So I'm passionate about history. I'm passionate about
Oh, we can tell.
why things happen. I'm
George
passionate
Washington.
about, but I'm also fascinated by the invisible world propping up the visible, which is part of the sneaky reason why I love Deal or No Deal Island. Like in terms of like all the other games, and I talked to Boston Rob about this a lot because it was pissing him off that he couldn't control the whole game.
You can't control that game. It's
But
surrender.
I love it because you gotta be in the pocket because there's all this luck and chance going on, and you've got to be in the right place at the right time. You have to see the golden light shine down on the case.
Wait.
You've got to see it. You have to know
Yes.
this one, not that one. Like you said, I know it's that case, not that case.
Yes.
Well, then pick it.
I want to
I
see you on a
know.
reality TV show. I'm sorry to say. Would you
You've
ever
got to be on
consider
Survivor.
going on?
I made a Survivor tape years ago. And
Can
I'm
we see
trying to
that?
find it because it would be viral. It would go viral if I found it.
Oh my
I
God.
was Jo-
Someone
I was
has
Joe-
access
Oh,
to Joe's
geez.
Survivor audition tape. Find it for us.
I was Joe, the construction worker from Pittsburgh. It was
Okay.
right at the
So-
beginning. It was the beginning of
So
me getting.
hot.
It was the beginning of me getting sober. Me getting sober. I was like kind of in this wasteland when the paradigm was shifting because, I drank because I was overthought. I drank because I liked wearing a mask. Like I could get drunk and not have to
I get that.
be in reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I picked a profession where I could get up on stage and wear a mask and be somebody else.
Wow.
Mhm.
And then getting sober is just complete 100% honesty.
Yeah.
No mask, no nothing.
It's very brave.
And it's like, it's brutal.
Yeah.
Because there's this, you're basically climbing out of like a bomb crater that you created.
I know. You have to live with yourself now.
And you
And the
just
truth.
have to wander and nothing's working. And I couldn't work as an actor. I didn't know who I was anymore. I was figuring it all out. And I was working, so I got a job working construction from 7 to 4 every day. I'd pick up a truck and shovel sand and gravel and haul
That's my
100
dad,
pound cement
baby.
bags
I
and
think it's cool.
mix cement.
Yeah.
And during that time, I went to some pool party on a weekend and met a casting agent from CBS. And they were like, I cast for Survivor. And I'm like, you don't understand. I can win. I can win.
You're like, I'm back, baby.
This is summer of 2005.
Oh my God, you and I could have been on the same show.
Yeah.
So Tom the fireman had just won. The one who was like killing the sharks. And he was like alpha male guy.
Yes.
Who like was killing sharks, feeding the tribe when they were separated. So he was valuable during the challenges. Then when they hit the merge, he was like, it's go time. I need to win immunity all the way out.
That would have been your strategy.
And that was what they said. Well, what's your strategy? I said, I'd be valuable to the tribe in the challenges, but then as soon as we hit the merge, I've got to like immunity challenge it out. I've got to win everything.
You clearly did not go to the right casting director because if I would have met you, I would be like, this guy
It was
is
probably a
on.
casting
They wanted me
associate.
in.
Yeah.
No, I made the final round.
Oh.
I was in
Did you go to the
they were-
Doubletree Hotel in Santa Monica?
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
was in
God.
the final round.
Was
And
it
they were
for Cook Islands? Were you going to be on the black tribe or the white tribe? Were you okay?
No.
Which tribe would you have been on?
Given my 23andMe, I could have qualified for the
Yeah,
black
that's
tribe.
what I'm
I
saying.
could qualify for the Asian tribe. My great grandmother's technically from Asia.
That's probably why they
I
didn't
go
put you on. You couldn't
Asian,
fit in the box.
African, European.
Oh,
I got
you
it all
are a
covered.
perfect mix.
That's why they didn't. That's why you didn't get cast on
This is
Survivor.
why he looks like this.
They'll vote me out.
I am all of you.
Yeah. I can play everyone. You can't vote me out. I'm one of you. Yeah. No, so I was like, I was in that final round, but my tape was me on the job, working construction, jackhammering, shoveling.
So sexy. This was your Magic Mike audition.
Is your shirt off?
Part of it, yeah.
God.
Come on, man. That's like old school
These
Survivor.
people, whoever that
Everybody
was, needs to be
looks
fired that didn't get you on. Or did
Everybody
you say
has to look
no?
great in their bathing suit in the old
I
Survivor.
know.
That's why I knew you were going to crush it this season. And I told people, I'm like,
She's smiling, girly.
traitors, she's in sweaters? No. I'm like,
This is my traitors
no.
look
I was
today.
like, once she's back in the bikini, her power will come back. Watch.
Actually, you were really right about that. It was too cold in Scotland for me. I was shivering to death.
Listen, it was like, I know. It was like kryptonite. We had to if we get her back in the bikini, she's going to be fine.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
Wait, so what happened? Did you say no to Survivor?
So what happened was, and they were like, well, you're an actor. You know, if you go on the show, it's a different lane. And what happens if you can't go back to anything? I go, I'll do Shakespeare community theater for the rest of my life. Like, I'm
Beauty.
I don't care. I don't care.
such a
They were
poet.
like, and then they said, okay, we want you. And then a pilot that I had shot for NBC, of all places.
Oh, yeah.
Like a year before, I shot this pilot. It didn't get picked up. My agent manager dropped me
Why? Because it was
because
dropped.
it didn't get picked up, and they were like, "Yeah, we don't know if we can do anything."
Yeah, they're
Because,
just gonna
mind you,
hold
when I got out of drama school, I had my pick. Like I was like the number one quarterback coming out of the draft in football. Like I had my pick of agent, manager, Spider-Man, turned down a TV holding deal, and then when I had to get sober, it was like I was not in the best shape.
Yeah.
And so this is me working my way out where the entire industry that was super high on me right out of the gate, all of a sudden they were done. Nobody wanted to work with me. And so I wound up getting this NBC show, this pilot. It didn't go. They were like, sorry, we don't know what we can do with you. And
you're like, I'll do Survivor.
I'm going to go work construction. And yeah, I'll do Survivor.
Yeah.
And then this pilot, a year later, this never happens. A year later, another network saw the pilot and said, we want to order episodes. We want to order a full season.
Oh, True Blood? Is it True Blood?
No,
No.
it was called So Notorious. It was a sitcom with Tori Spelling, not a reality show,
Oh, we
a
love.
sitcom with
She was
Tori
on Dancing
Spelling.
with the Stars.
And it was me and 3 other kids I went to Carnegie Mellon School of Drama with. So it was 4
Wow.
Carnegie Mellon kids and Tori.
You've got some guardian angels, like big time guardian angels looking out for you.
So I got this series. They wanted to reshoot the pilot, and it was going to, shoot more episodes. And so I have this show that's going to go on the air. And I told Survivor, and they were like, yeah, you can't be on a show that's airing while you're on the island. It has to seem like you're there.
Yeah. Everyone thought it was really happening in real time.
So I couldn't do it.
Oh, well,
and
now.
it was NBC, and now I'm on.
I know, but everything comes full circle.
Do
and
you
this
think
a
our
blend
life is
of
a
all-
simulation? I mean,
We have to get to playtime because we have to.
Oh,
wrap.
yeah. Okay.
Okay, we are going to shift gears into playtime. It's one of our favorite segments, actually, Amy's number one segment of our show.
Yeah, we
Drink
like to get
your coffee.
people out of their comfort zone and do something silly, but we have to do it too.
We have to do it too.
Okay.
My playtime with you is called Truth or Dare.
Oh boy.
What do you choose? Truth or Dare?
Truth.
Oh, you already got so much truth. Okay, now you have to think of something.
No.
Okay.
Then I have to stand up if it's a dare, probably. So I'm very comfy with it.
Yeah. Okay, we're ready with
Is
our
it
truth.
true
Have you ever?
hooked up on set and not with, in the script? Like just
Oh gosh. So generally the rule is don't unless unless the production's over.
yeah.
But you're saying that's generally the rule. But is that
Generally.
what's always occurred?
That's generally the rule. But there was one time. Okay, there was like one time.
Just one time, only once.
No, yeah, I'm pretty. I try to.
You're a good
I'm
boy.
a goddamn professional.
So
Yeah,
I
boy.
work on set too, but I have never hooked up with anybody at work. Because in my business, your name means everything. So it's like if I were to hook up with somebody, it's like it gets out, right?
No,
so I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I gotta keep church and
Fraternizing
state
with the-
separate.
No.
But
I
it
can't
always
say
seems
the
like such a.
same.
But there was this one
A lot
time
could go wrong.
when I worked on The Bachelor, we worked in this building, and during prep, there was this hot guy that I knew from San Diego, and he worked on the 4th floor, and he was like in real estate, and we like talked, and he was like, meet me on the rooftop during office hours, and it was so awesome.
So you did it.
So I
You
did,
hooked
but
up.
it was not with somebody that worked in the company or business.
I'm
And I felt
very
good about it.
like I really do like care about about the productions. You know what I mean?
Right.
And especially if it's something that's ongoing, it's like I'm very careful about.
Because you
that.
never know. When feelings
You
get
never
involved,
know.
yeah, it gets messy.
Well, that's the thing. It's like,
I'm sure you've had some bunny boilers.
well, listen,
coming after you.
I was on True Blood, and they shot the pilot for True. I wasn't on the show yet, but they shot the pilot for True Blood, and in between and after the pilot shoot, number 1 and number 2 on the call sheet started hanging out, which is Anna Paquin and Stephen Moyer. And everyone was freaking out because they're like, if this goes wrong, like we haven't even gotten picked up for series yet. If this goes wrong, oh
Our
my
show's
God, we're
gone.
going to have to
Chemistry is wrong.
Well,
Yeah.
and then I was on One Tree Hill, and there's kind of a notorious marriage breakup on that show that then made the show super difficult for everybody. So, I really do care about the art form and care about, and so I do think about all that kind of stuff, So it's.
I'm the same. But it is kind of fun in the
If you're
moment.
if you're gonna go there, then you must really feel like that might be like the one, or at least
Might
like
be a
that's,
thing.
Has to be worth it. My whole life is on the line here.
It's got to be like earth shaking.
Yeah.
What about you? Have you ever hooked up on set?
Yes. That's my brand. No, I never hooked up on Survivor. It's really funny because people say I'm the flirt. I was the one that was slut shamed and Black Widow-ified, but I never hooked up on Survivor. No, and there were other
They
people that were
hate you
doing
because
it.
they ain't you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, no, I mean it's like, yeah, but you listen. You watch our season, for example. One of my favorite moments of the season is Luke on the boat when the cast is first together and you're on the boat and you're kind of like, what's happening? And and then Luke's like, Parvati, what an exotic name. And I'm like, son, your game is already over. You're done. You haven't even gotten on dry land yet, and it's over. Like, stop talking to her. Like, you're dead in the water.
We put them next to each other for a reason.
And Nixon knows who she is, so Dixon's like watching going,
Such a side eye.
like, don't. And I'm like, oh, it's over already. But that's the thing. And then, even like, David, who again is like regardless of whether you know his secret or not, big alpha male athletic threat. That's a threat, and you know they're gunning for you right away. Get rid of them. But Sydney's like, oh, we can exchange hair. We can talk about it. We can do our hair, and it's like, oh, he's not getting like. And then she got power with the case.
Yeah, we're
Write that better.
I can't let you go. I can't get you out of here. It's like, yeah, right.
Are you gonna leave me?
Whatever works in the game. You gotta use whatever talent.
I believe that. I think that's why these special worlds are so fun, because you can use whatever it is that you have in the moment to match up with whatever
Your toolbox
player you're playing with.
And you're coming in with a fully formed character. That is you, but your character where you're watching some of the other people like who are young and they're still figuring out who they are. Like Michelle came in and she's like, oh, I'm everybody's auntie.
Yeah.
She's like, but I'm not their auntie. I'm not.
And that's
she knows herself.
Right.
And that's what I like about like when we cast these shows, it's like really finding people who know who they are and aren't afraid to show it and be confident and comfortable in that. And I think, but you're right.
In whatever way it is. Exactly. Oh, there's 11 walleyes was the record, or it's my limit. You're like, perfect. He's amazing TV. Luke was great. He was amazing.
Oh my God, $1 Luke.
You know who we're gonna get on here? We're gonna get Allison Kaz, the casting director, because this like in general is lightning in a bottle. I work on so many of these shows.
Season 1 was amazing. And this is like 10 times.
I'm very particular about cast because I have to work with them nonstop. I have to do their interviews. You need to be entertained. You need to be engaged. You need to be nice to be around.
But also the hotties with the bodies.
This was the best.
But like at a time when that's not in vogue.
It's not
Let's
in
put
vogue.
it that way.
We're breaking the mold.
No, but it's like people appreciate it. It's like back to old school Survivor in the cast. It feels like
that is how I felt. I said I played it like season 13 Cook Islands. That's how I felt when I played Deal or No.
Yeah.
I loved it too. Joe, thank you so much for joining us. This has been very special to have you as our first in-studio guest.
I know, you got chairs. You got a chair for me.
We got a chair.
So I had to wait. We were going to do it last week, but you were like, no, the chair's on the way. We're going to give you a chair.
Yeah, we wanted to make it.
I don't know what I would have been sitting on otherwise.
An air mattress with us.
Put art on the wall, have a plant in here.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Look at this artwork.
Well, you're welcome back whenever. You're so fun to talk to. We love you, Joe.
This
Thank
is great.
you.
Thanks, and thank you for coming and doing our show.
Oh, anytime.
You're amazing. You're my niece's favorite.
Oh, sweet.
She's like all about you. She's like, I want Parvati. I love Parvati.
Oh my God, let's take a picture of her.
Wait, doing what show?
Deal or No Deal.
Oh, yeah.
Our show.
Are we like,
The
are we
show we're
doing
talking
more?
about.
Let's do more shows.
No, because you were awesome, and it's just it was so much fun getting to watch you play. I know there were a couple moments where you like got mad at me because I had to like kind of.
You were really fanning the flames for something, but we're not going to say what that was yet.
You got a little. You were like what? But
well, chemistry on any show is you're gonna get.
We have ways of making people talk. That's my job.
Such a good tease.
That's my job.
Okay, so if you guys haven't been watching Deal or No Deal Island season 2, it's on NBC Tuesday nights at 9. It's so good. Joe, you're an amazing, you are an iconic host at the rank of Jeff Probst, at the rank of Alan Cumming. You're up there in the trifecta for me. I actually have like a rosary altar to the three of you that I pray to every night before I go to bed. I'm like, thank you, my majestic host.
I'm gonna give you a gift. I'm gonna give you like a little Funko Pop of me from like True Blood on the altar.
I really want that. I'm gonna put it on my altar.
That.
Because I want to embody your vibe too. Like you are in the zone.
Listen,
of genius.
Whatever Alan is to tartan plaid, I am to animal print.
Yes.
That's it. That is your brand.
Our animal print.
No, you're a wild man. We like it.
Okay. Anything else you want to tease before we let you go?
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't caught up yet, go to Peacock to watch all the episodes, and you can watch season 1, obviously, and just catch up and join me on the island because it is a historic season.
And you write a column about the show.
I have a weekly column for Entertainment Weekly. That's right, with Dalton Ross, who was there for the finale, which is mind-bending. This finale. It's it'll make you feel a certain way. It's one of the maybe the craziest thing I've ever.
I'm going to go on
same.
record. I've worked on a lot of shows. In reality, it is the craziest finale I've
And
ever
the
witnessed.
build up to it is insane, and the finale is. I mean, if there's going to be lots of conversations about the metaphysics of life, of luck, of what maybe God is, all that kind of stuff. When you see that, and I'm not kidding.
No.
The finale is. It's like
You think
it's
episode 6 is
impossible.
great?
It's impossible.
Just keep going.
It was a religious experience.
It's impossible.
It's impossible. It's
Impossible.
so
What
exciting. I
we
don't know
witnessed
how
in
to
the
explain it.
jungle till 3 a.m. was impossible.
I know. Okay, so if that has whet your appetite, definitely tune in to Deal or No Deal Island Season 2. Thank you so much for joining us for the Nice Girls Don't Win podcast. We are cruising. We got a whole studio. We're gonna
And
have some
remember
really
to like and share. And if you like this, leave a comment, a nice comment.
a nice comment, and let us know what you liked and what you want more of, and a 5-star review.
And then tune in for next week because we're going to talk sex.
We're getting down and dirty. Bye.